honestly, I don't even know if I'm allowed to show you this right now, but I'm just recording in advance. Hopefully the developers will give me approval to show all of you the beta for Cold War game. I'm excited. This is my jam, baby. Yeah, War game, European escalation, airland battle, and Red Dragon must have heavily inspired this game because it really looks like it. And I thought European escalation was such a jam, such a gem, such a diamond in the rough. And I hope you all really enjoy this as well. If you guys like World War II strategy games or even modern conflict strategy games, this might be one to interest you, taking place in Cold War times, very, very, very similar to War Game, European Escalation, and other games based in the Cold War times. This one seemingly in like the late 80s, allowing you to take command of either Soviet or NATO tanks and troops in Europe. But there's much more to be had in this game, so let's take a look at Cold War game. Thanks again, guys, for tuning in. Thanks for smashing like. I'm excited to be here. Let's take a quick glance at the Arsenal page, which I think allows us to look at vehicles such as that one there. And I am really, really familiar with this type of game, so I'll be able to learn it quickly. But mastering it will be a whole different story. So if you remember games like Steel Division and even the War Games series and other games that allow you to take control of strategy-type units, this is definitely going to be a game for you, having the Soviet and American tanks in here so far, and I guess forces, but maybe having British and French and Polish and other units and infantry in the future. We kind of see a quick glimpse here of futuristic tanks. Or rather, I say futuristic, but available in the future to you, coming soon to Steam. So make sure you check down below in the description for that one. Check that out. We got ourselves a T-80 there. It looks like the Americans don't get the M1 Abrams. I'm not seeing it here. Closest we have here is the XM803. So the prototype for it, kind of getting a little closer towards the time of having that. I wonder if it actually lists the year in which this is available. 1971. So getting very close to when that prototype was available, with the T-80 being available in 1976. So we can actually take a look at it there. That is one sexy tank. Well, I'm sure you all want to see everything go boom and explode, right? So we should probably get into a game. This allows us to take command of hundreds of these tanks and hundreds of these infantry units, like, for example, American riflemen or Red Eye launchers or even Spetsnaz troops. There you go. Check it out. Do we have VDV at our disposal as well? I don't see them on the list. Maybe these are actually close to it. It's the Spetsnaz GRU, so I suppose this is our closest thing to an airborne unit. But anyway, let's get into it. I can't wait to play it. Let's do it. I'm excited. Let's go. Battle. Multiplayer and Army Editor will be available in the future. I'm assuming like in decks that you can pick what units you want to go into battle with, because you can't have them all. So let's go into a battle and see how it all takes place. Point Alpha, Beta 0.1, September 10th, 1978. Destroy all enemy command vehicles to complete the mission. Player's forces is the 79th Guard Armored Division. Enemy forces are the Americans' 11th Armored Cavalry Regiment. All right, let's start the battle and get into it. So essentially all we got to do is take over the map, and that seemed to be a piece of the Berlin Wall, like a small section of it. So we'll see exactly how it all goes down. This is awesome. I'm sure a lot of people will be screeching reskin or remaster or let's hope for more. And actually, I really like the familiarity. It really just looks exactly like Wargame European Escalation. But please, can we all cross our fingers for the ability to make our own missions, to add our own units, to mod, to do just whatever we want to in this game, and kind of have the control on the fans of the game rather than just all in the developer's lap. I don't mind them making their own things and making it look different, but man, oh man, does this look cool. The city really looks realistic. Hopefully we see things like fences and cars and stuff added in the future, but keep in mind this is a beta. So that is our goal there. We need to send all of our tanks and units to Bravo to prevent the Americans from expanding. Looks like there's also air and land units in the game too, although we don't have access to any at the moment. Those might not be available in the beta or alpha, but I did see the fact that we do get helicopters is pretty promising in some of those loading menus. So let's go ahead and put down our troops. So we have here a command unit. If you're not familiar with these games, I'll explain it to everybody. Essentially, High Command has made it so that way we need to capture areas like Papa and Golf and also Bravo. And in order to capture these areas, to get points for reinforcements, we have to send these command units here. And we have to kind of keep them in cover so that way the enemy doesn't see them. I've also noticed a little bit of jankiness with the game. But again, it's early access, and I've got quite a beefy PC, so I wouldn't worry about that too much. Here we have T-55As, T-62s, T-72s, and T-80s. Well, hell yeah, we need at least a T-80 on the line. And I don't know what that blue marker is. Is that XP? Is that fuel? I guess we'll see here very soon. We're also going to get some T-64s out, so let's see if we can keep these in groups of 2 maybe. And we'll have a huge wave of Soviet tanks. Let's also get some infantry out, too. Looks like these guys come in BTR 60 PBs, so they're not going to be very good in battle. So let's also get out some other units to support them. Maybe, well, actually under support is BMP 1, so we'll go ahead and call those out to kind of back up the infantry, and we'll have the other units deliver them. So we'll follow the road. There's the ability to move fast. Did I not call out 2 units? Apparently we can only call out 1 at a time there, so that's fine. Okay, perfect. Now, there's also in the options menu the ability to... wow, this is just second nature to me, I guess. Calling out recon units so we can see the enemy as well. But there is the ability to switch to NATO identification of some of these units. Let's see how the artillery works in this game, too. Let's set up some artillery batteries here and see how that works. We'll set up maybe 5 of those tanks or vehicles for artillery and then some Ural 35Ds, which will give these units supply. So that maybe that blue marker is their supply level, and then on the supply vehicles, that's their own. We also have some air defense here, but I don't think the Americans really will have much in terms of helicopters. We'll see if I regret that later. T-62s are available at 120 a pop, but we're very, very low. So let's call out another command vehicle, and we'll try to capture Gulf before the Americans do. We'll take the highway, secure the village, and then we'll go to Gulf, and we'll keep this vehicle on standby for to move in. Okay, so this is deployment mode. This allows us to line up all of our units, so all of our artillery's here, BM-21 grads. And if we zoom in really close, like you can see the very good detail here. Everything is very heavily detailed, so we can see like all the... Wow, you can actually see the dirt on the tires. No driver inside, but still it looks really good, so that's cool. Okay, let the battle begin. All right, so we're going to fast move all of our units, which means that they're going to stick on the road. Now, this is literally my first time playing, so all of my experience right now is just from other games. So if this is if this works out or if it doesn't, it's all based on my experience in other games. All right, the boys are loud. I think I told them to move fast. I'm not sure if they're actually getting going. Oh, there they go. All right, the boys are on the way. There they go. Recon units are up. And tanks are starting to get to the road. Oh, God. All right, there they go. Okay, so they're snapping into action to have a convoy. Oh, yeah. Oh, looks like we got a huge traffic jam. That's all right. It buys the recon a little bit of time to look ahead. All right, let's also adjust something here in the game while we're waiting. So we're like 49... We have 49 minutes to win the battle. So that'll... and we can also speed up time. So the battle's over when we hit that timer. Let me go into settings real quick and lower some of these sounds. I'll keep this up, but let's drop the... couple of these sounds just a little bit. Voices, too, is a little loud, so let's try that. Okay, perfect. Let's continue. There we go. All right, recon units are heading to the village. We'll see if... I don't think we can actually take cover in any of the tree lines. Typically, recon should be able to, like, take cover there. It looks like that turns green, so if we tell this unit to take cover in the trees, it should move there and be concealed, so that way the enemy can't see it as easily unless they've got their own recon. All right, infantry's coming up next. Let's go ahead and hit the enemy with artillery. It doesn't look like I can fire all of them at once by double-clicking. So is there a way to select all of the same type? Let's see. Well, that works. Let's go ahead and just have them fire. And we'll just fire on the enemy's position at Bravo to weaken them. I just want to see some artillery flying and see how it goes. Oh, did I think I may have misclicked. It's right-click in this game, so boom. There we go. Now, hopefully the supply trucks stay put. So artillery is aiming, it looks like. Yep, and you can see that bar filling up, so they're getting ready to fire. Oh, looks like we got some PVADs already. Some American M60s closing in on us on the right side. Let's take a quicker look at those. So multiple enemy tanks have been spotted on the right flank and in the center. Here comes our artillery. Woo! That's awesome. Hell yeah, look at that. Well, that looks really good. That is awesome, man. So the rockets burn out right about there, and then let's see how the impacts look. Oh, dude, that's very good. Holy damn. That's awesome, dude. That really looks good. Unfortunately, we don't get to see like a circle of what their effective area will be, but that is awesome. That is really cool. I'm glad we have the range to hit those. All right, I want to launch another rocket attack like that. I don't know if we're scoring points or anything against the enemy. Did we lose a unit here? No, they're just concealed. So they turn gray when they're concealed like that. It looks like a darker gray color than these. Okay, so let's see. We got Motor Strelicky coming up and enemy PVADs around. It looks like we may have lost our recon vehicle. Nope, it's still there. The American artillery is just not. I mean, the American tanks are not. Okay, let's go ahead and unload our infantry. Oh, this is going to be a pain in the neck. We'll just do it this way. Since I can't double-click and select only the transporters, we'll just have all the infantry get out. Let's see if we can garrison buildings. Looks like they're automatically moving to... Oh, yeah, they work in city blocks, so they're going to get into this section, it seems like. Very cool. All right, we're about to see some giant battles take place. We're getting plus 11 per... Let's go ahead and have this vehicle go over here. Looks like we're getting 11 per turn like that. 11 points per turn. So we got to keep most of our vehicles alive here. So let's go ahead and tell all of our armored vehicles to not attack, but is there an attack move function? Let's see. Group and on-group reverse. Oh, that's nice. It was the ability to launch smoke as well. Continue attack? Let's see what that does. Or control attack. Seems like we can tell them to move and hold fire. Let's try attack. I assume it's this function. Alright, let's go over this way with our tanks now. So BMPs, T-64s, T-72s, and that, I believe that T-80 is in that group as well, is moving out. Let's get our motor Streliki into cover, and let's see how that works. This is awesome. These here are M113s with a Gatling cannon on top, typically used for shooting down helicopters, but can also be used. Looks like the enemy's going to try to get command of Gulf. We need to stop that. Let's go ahead and have our BRDM take action against that. We're going to get them to block some of that stuff. Motor Streliki are entering buildings. M60s are firing on our BMPs. They should be able to fire back with ATGMs. And it looks like that's what they're loaded with. Oh, there goes the ATGMs. Some of them will go into the ditch as they eliminate our BMPs. Wow, those are slow. Looks like the enemy lost a vehicle too. Oh, hell yeah. Get wrecked, M60. Woo! Alright, so now hopefully they pick different targets. That's good. BMPs are cheap but effective. And it'll save our tanks on ammunition and time. We're going to go over this way. Nope. Let's go this way. Eliminate those tanks there. Alright, looks like our recon unit was eliminated by enemy vehicles there. BTR, is that fire? Oh, it's I thought it was firing ATGMs. Alright, we're going to go for a spearhead and try to punch right into the American line. Let's put those grads into a group again. I'm assuming it's Control 1. Let's see if that works. Group. Oh yeah, okay, that works. Okay, let's try to fire some artillery on these boys again. Let's fire at these tanks in the tree line. And let's try to punch through the American line. Actually, are they attacking over here? Oh yeah, they're going to attack us. Perfect. Okay, let's fire on those units. That's fire here. I'm so used to the other game of right-clicking, or left-clicking rather than right-clicking. Alright, we're going to attack this way instead. And we're going to call up some additional tanks. Let's call up some T-55s and see how those work. Okay, we can call up 3 of those. That'll watch our side. Rockets firing again. Let's see how effective they are. Oh, looks like our tanks are turned to the side while engaging. We did tell them to attack, but I assumed it would be attack move, so if the M60s could fire at them, I figured they would turn and engage them. Wow, big explosion on a T-64. M60s are kicking ass. Or maybe it was a T-72. Wow, they're cutting through all that Soviet armor. Look at all the tanks we've lost. BMPs are not too much to worry about, but they certainly got a lot of our tanks. Alright, looks like some of our artillery is out of ammo. T-55s are coming up now. Are those ATGMs? Well, they must be. Or are those, maybe they're incendiary rounds. Not incendiary rounds, but tracer rounds, yeah, from the BTR. Whoa, they cut through every single one of our tanks, dude. We didn't even stand a chance. Well, let's see how you do against the super advanced T-80. We'll have that monstrosity come out now. And let's have our infantry come this way, too. Looks like it takes a very long time to get tanks in this game. Let's try some BMP-1s, and we'll take pot shots at them from Gulf, and we'll call up a recon unit, too, which costs 50 points, so we'll get enough of that soon enough. Alright, VDAD's there. Looks like it's taking some hits. Motor Streliki team should be able to hit them. Looks like they've got 3 RPG-7 rounds. And the enemy might not be able to see them without recon. So we might be able to turn these into tank hunter killer units, especially since we have a recon there. In the meantime, the Americans are not going to make it through the village without having to first get through our tank and or our infantry. So let's close in with the T-80 and see how it can do for some revenge. I'm a little disappointed at how our Soviet armor was able to deal with them, but let's try that. Okay, that's a miss. At least they're not shooting at us. 2 of those tanks are veterans now. At this point, it would be best for us to use helicopters, but we don't have any sort of helicopters. Oh, but it looks like the Motor Strelicky team did fire and eliminate that one unit there. I think. It exploded at least. Whatever that one tank was. Apparently we still have the same amount of ammunition, though. 3, right? That's good. Okay, Motor Strelicky are locked down in the town. We have some T-55s approaching, as well as the BMP-1s. And I do want to call up a couple of our recon units. And some more BMPs. This is going to take a little while to cut through now, I think. Alright, so the enemy has kind of got the village surrounded, but they can't really pass through without taking losses. You can see the troops are garrisoned with the house above. That's nice to see. And then the veteran see here. I haven't figured out what the blue bar is for. I think that's ammunition, because it looks like ammunition is listed here. And, yeah, there it is there as well. 1,600 rounds. So I don't know if fuel is a thing, but we definitely would need to keep everyone with ammunition. So the Americans quickly captured Gulf. Let's speed up time here. This is taking a while. Let's see what happens here if we have this Motor Strelicky team target them. Looks like they were all wiped out by an HE round. Unfortunate. Is there a way to see that? Yep, looks like that team was wiped out. I don't know if there's a way to have them crawl. That'd be great if they could go prone, or you could tell them to go on kind of a hide-and-seek mission. Looks like there's 0 rounds here. I don't see any way to rearm this unit. Looks like it's not a circular area like in War Game. If we're going to resupply a unit, I don't exactly know how to do that. This is a vehicle that's carrying cartridge boxes, so that might be for infantry-only ammunition. Let's see if there's one for... Maybe it's different in this game where... looks like this actually has a weapon on top. Let's see if these guys can resupply the artillery. So the enemy is not even moving in. They've got the town surrounded, but they're not really moving in for an attack, for whatever reason. So I guess since they're parked, let's just sit there. Did our T-80 get wiped? What? They killed our T-80 too. Wow. I think what we could do as a viable tactic too in this game is if we just started with T-62 spam, I could probably just call out an infinite number of tanks and just like roll over the enemy, but there's no fun in that. Sometimes in these games, the more tactical you try to be and the more like sneaky, and the way you do it is, you know, as if you were actually in a battle, ends up getting you killed. But if you spam a bunch of helicopters, now you're in good luck. Okay, let's go ahead and try some more support units. Those ATGMs do seem effective, so I'm going to call a couple of those up. Looks like the enemy is actually attacking, and it looks like they are resupplying these units now. So the smaller trucks didn't seem to work for the grads for whatever reason. So let's switch back to these, and let's fire on those tanks and see what happens. Let's fire artillery, closer range. Let's see if it's more accurate and deadly. Oh, yeah. I'll slow things down and see. Ah, there we go. Engine fire on one of them. Unfortunately, I don't think we have ATGM teams. So let's go ahead and attack this way. I think this is attack move. So it looks like when our mouse turns orange, this must be light cover. And when our mouse turns green, this must be heavier cover or concealment for troops and for vehicles. Troops probably would fare a little bit better in a forest than a vehicle would. You can still see it. Let's see what else we have to call up for support. We still have plenty of T-62s at our disposal. We can call up another one of those. T-55A. We probably want the T-64s, to be honest. So we'll try to call one of those up to deal with the T-60s. And, or M-60s, sorry. And the goal here, again, is to eliminate the enemy command unit at Bravo and at Gulf. If we do that, the enemy will not be able to call in any more reinforcements, and we win. So if I happen to continuously artillery the enemy's position, we'll be successful there. Okay, there's 2 BMPs here. Let's have each of them target one of those autocannons there, one of the enemy anti-aircraft guns. And we'll target the M60s here with ATGMs. Beautiful side shots on these T60 M60s, so those ATGMs could cause some damage. Let's see what happens. Recon is spotting them. And it looks like we're going to have a winner. Yep. Beautiful. Excellent. All right, that is cool to see. All right, so Soviet light ATGMs are what's going to really beat those tanks. I cannot believe that M60 walloped to T60 like that. Okay, let's get the T-55s up here in our command unit. Once we capture this area at Gulf, we'll be able to flood in reinforcements and get more points, though it's not known how many points are going to be there, so it might even be worthless to capture. Looks like the Americans are closing in on our infantry. Order Strelicky here. Let's make sure you guys are in the house. It's kind of hard to tell when they overlap. Another ATGM coming in, no? BMP there not able to fire. Should take priority in firing on those units. I don't know if I can set their aggressiveness. Let's have this tank move fast. T-64As are moving up. ×2. And our artillery battery is still effective. Looks like the MTLBs are empty. Imagine that. They're a giant like truck on treads that brings in supplies for them. Artillery is pretty useful, but not as effective as I was hoping. It doesn't just wipe an area, which is good. It's not overpowered. It just seems to be a very good way to suppress a village or something before an attack. But that's about it. Oh, BMP's got an engine fire here for 20 seconds. M60s can't be seen. You guys go ahead and stop there. All right, let's go ahead and see if we can... Oh, yeah, there it is. M151A1 Mutt, which is otherwise known as just a Jeep, basically. And it's gone. There you go. Hopefully they got a warranty on that. Okay, let's spread out at Gulf and make sure there's no enemy units remaining. And it looks like we can call in air units, so I don't know if in this game we get special callouts for, like, air support, like in, for example, World in Conflict, which would be amazing. Let's continue on and call up some more tanks. I do like how we're not pushing the enemy over easily, and also they're not winning easily. It's almost like a real battle. The enemy has lost a few tanks. We've lost even more. And, of course, the Soviets, their doctrine was that they were going to lose some units, and they just wanted to try to push as much territory out from under the enemy as possible and continue the advance, regardless of the losses. All right, let's get these T-64s together. While the other T-64 come up here. We'll have them attack in a group of 2. Let's see if we can get them in position behind the tree line here. Or maybe this one could take pot shots at one of those M60s. Let's get a little revenge for our comrades from earlier. Large attack like that was stopped, but I guess it's good because now we get to see all sorts of other methods of attack. All right, here comes another T-64. The vehicles sound pretty good. T-60A1, third shot on it. Third time's the charm. Excellent hit. And a kill on that vehicle. Beautiful. This is just exciting. This really brings me back to the European escalation days, and I will be fully sold on this game when I see a detailed campaign. Just because somebody else is taking the reins away from Eugen, from them switching over to World War II games, I think this is welcomed, and I can easily learn this, because I suck at games, as you all know. But what I do like is to learn them quickly and then probably never master them. But I do like trying and trying again. Looks like one of our BMPs there has been eradicated. Nice detailed model on that. It's actually pretty detailed for being destroyed. That is a American Sheridan tank there. That is a recon tank as well. So let's see those T-55s in action. I've driven one of these tanks before. That's a big boy and pretty quick. And quick to die, apparently. Got bopped immediately by what probably was one of those M60s on the hill. Coming very close with that gun. Ooh, T-55's got a couple more shots here. Is that firing ATGMs? I don't think it's... Oh, it does. It could have fired the shillelagh, which is apparently a stick that you hit your kids with and also miss a Soviet with. It looks like he must be firing his main tank gun at this point. Oh, they're trying to fire at the recon. Let's keep that on the move. Excellent. Enemy tank destroyed. Finally, we get a little bit of revenge. Good. Well, the game has much more to be balanced on, so this isn't set in stone. So the Soviets may appear to be weak now, but it's mostly my incompetence and inexperience with the new game. All right, let's go ahead and get these units together. I'm actually going to try to call up another recon unit and keep them with these tanks. This is very good so far. Okay, there's another recon unit with us. Artillery seems to be ready to fire again. Oh, and that's right, our reinforcements coming from over here now. I totally had forgotten that we captured this area. Unfortunately, tanks seem rather expensive, but infantry is, well, about as expensive as they are. I'm going to try to call an infantry group into the fort. Well, never mind. If I do that, they'll probably never be able to get those guys. No ATGMs in my arsenal right now. Artillery might be good. Let's try an actual mobile An SPG, 152 millimeter, might be able to instantly destroy those units. Let's take a look at everything else we've got and come up with a plan. For the most part, I can see that I basically see that we have helicopters that are ready for the 1969 Spetsnaz GRU, but they're about as well armed as any of the other units. So there's not anybody who really has some sort of equipment that's going to push the battle. So we should probably just keep calling up like T-64As at 200 points, which is going to take a while to call out. I don't see any more Americans building up for an attack, but they've lost their income, but they've sat there for a while. It looks like we went from 11 to 12 points, and I don't see anything else on the map that's valuable to capture, but that doesn't mean that the enemy's not preparing an attack like, say, from here. Although I don't think the AI is smart enough to really go over that way. All right, let's build up for a large attack now. We have T-55s here. And I'd like to get some more ATGMs together, but unfortunately the only thing that had that was those BMPs, which are all RIP and GG right now. So let's bring our tanks closer. The voice acting for the Soviets is unique, just like it is for the Americans. So if you click on an American unit,
what is your order?
You will hear it.
Here, sir.
So that's kind of cool. Okay, let's try to continue with the T-64As. Unfortunately, a big rip on that T-80. Where's the carcass for that one? Can we get some Fs down below if anybody wants to write a speech about Larry the T-80? He was a good T-80, a loyal comrade. I don't even know if that is a T-80. I think it is. It's hard to tell now that it's exploded. We'll just say that was probably him. Okay, what else do we have in the town? So it looks like just some BTR-60s remaining. Oh, do I hear vehicles exchanging fire? No. Okay, before we start our attack, I'm also going to try to bring in... Here's some more T-72s. I'm also going to try to get the artillery ready to fire on those tanks there. I should fire now, because by the time those rockets hit, they might actually cause some damage, and maybe those tanks will retreat. Looks like we already fired at them once, so let's try again. And we'll try to start the attack from the village, and also the left flank at the same time. And it's hard to see the landscape. I don't know if it's all completely flat. These guys feel to me like they're up on a hill. I think there is some elevation to the map, but it's very, very limited. Okay. Points are also very limited too, but, you know, in a beta and all that. All right, here comes the rockets now. Let's go ahead and get these guys into position. All right, there we go. Looks like we got confusion within the tank. Wheels and such are damaged. Let's go ahead and start with the T-55s engaging. We'll try to bring the BRDM over there. Oh, and there's those M60s there that are going to cause real hell. Man, those guys got really lucky. I think our AI just wasn't smart enough to return fire. I don't really know what that was all about. I'm going to stop my attack now. X is the hotkey on that one. I do like how the hotkeys are displayed on the actual menu, too. That's really nice. So that way you can see, you know, smoke, unload, whatnot, group and ungroup. Without even having to assign the key. Or remember what the key is. Wow, there's a hell of a lot of units there. Stop is X. Alright, well, the artillery sure as hell didn't do much against those units. I could only really break through here if we had some ATGMs, so I'd rather spend a little bit more on the T-72s. Akatsia is only 150 points, though, but I doubt that thing would be able to get a pinpoint kill on an enemy unit. Let's just give it a shot. We'll fire it from the... town here at Gulf, which is the command point that we captured earlier. Are these boys still not inside a building? Thought we put them inside of some sort of cover. The Americans don't seem to be moving anymore. They kind of grabbed some territory and went to Gulf, and that was about it. So if we cut through their forces, I don't think we're going to see any sort of American reinforcements here. I'm going to try to... oh, somebody's getting ready to fire. Oh, damn. Insta-hacking one and done from an M60A1. Damn. Those are so brutal. I am annoyed, though, by the way, how our units sometimes, if you tell them to attack, move, they might not attack. But it seems like I just told it to move, so that's okay. Let's try to fire. Let's see what happens if we try to fire at one of these tanks. We'll have him fire and see if he can actually hit the target. In the meantime, do we have supply for him? 60 points, it looks like, for MTLB. All right, there goes the artillery round. 152 millimeter. We'll see how accurate it is with artillery. Having a sight on that line of sight on that vehicle. Wow, 3 rounds coming in and 1 is done. Where's the artillery? Did we get it? It exploded. I don't know if it was one of our tanks who got it or what. We lost 2 tanks to an American 1. That seems to be about an acceptable ratio.
Вашей команды. Вас
Here comes
понял.
artillery. Okay, it looks like it was firing where that other tank was. The Americans have some very good recon here. Although I'm a little concerned how they can fire through the tree line, but there must be an opening there. Another friendly tank destroyed. And another
Так точно.
recon vehicle down. Yeah, at this point I called it to where we need something other than tanks. If we're going to push the enemy back, it has to be ATGMs. I don't think our tanks are going to be valuable against theirs. I'd have to wait about 1,000,000 years for T-62s to come through. So let's just see a giant T-62 spam now at the start of the game and see how that works. Now, we could sit here for probably like the remaining 20 minutes. I could probably get enough points to cut through the line and pull off a victory. Really, all we're trying to do, in fact, I could probably win by just firing all these rockets again. If I call out more of these supply vehicles, I could probably do... Let's actually give this a shot. Let's speed up time again. I could probably find the enemy command unit and somehow land a Hail Mary artillery strike on top of it. And I'm guessing the enemy's command is probably hidden back here. So let's just do one more thing. I could probably cut through this eventually, but it'll take a very long time. And we just... the point at the very beginning of the game when we saw the army builder, which is what allows you to pick what units you bring into battle. This is just kind of provided by the game, so this is not a very good representation of what kind of a deck you want to go into battle with. Those M60s are quite brutal, so the best way to deal with those is to either engage them en masse with ATGMs to cut their numbers down and then swarm them with tanks, or to get them from the air. As you've seen, they haven't done very good against... they've done very good against T-72s. They've cut through all of our units. Let's give this another shot then. And then we'll try the T-62 spam and see how that works. See how spam works in this game as compared to air-land battle, Red Dragon, and European escalation. Okay, let's get ready to fire these again. I'm going to try to fire... I'm assuming it's probably back here. I don't know where their command unit could be. We could probably rush with the recon, too, to try to find it.
Выполняю.
So let's try that.
Меняем позицию.
In fact, I wonder... Oh, yes, holding shift actually allows you to see. All right, we're going to fire one artillery spam and see how it goes. Nothing. Okay, so we'll just wait, and we'll keep calling out our things to resupply our artillery. So we can win with a little bit of a gimmick here, I guess. And I don't even think the enemy's going to attack. We'll call out 3 units here and see what happens. Ah, damn. They're smart enough to watch out for that. They've got a chaperone. What? They got helicopters? That's not fair. Oh, hell. The moment I'm spotted, I'm dead. Just keep driving, baby. Go, go, go. Hit the tree line. Stay away from the Cobras. Oh, they should be able to engage from there. That should be rocket range right there. Or, yeah. BGM 71 ATO was not even fired. The enemy has now failed to engage our BRDM-2. That's good for me. Let's get some infantry in here. Apparently I can't... Oh, that's right. We can only call one at a time. Let's try to see if we can sneak more units by then. If the enemy's not going to engage us, then we're going to go this way.
Готов к бою.
All right, let's find where that command unit is and try to finish it off.
Приказывайте.
I see nothing in terms of American units.
Да.
There we go.
Приказывайте.
We do have a few over here.
Жду вашего приказа.
If we stay on this side of the road, we should be relatively safe. So it looks like they've locked us down in the village. If we can find a way to break
Жду
out.
вашей команды.
Looks like our comrade up here with the BRDM-2 has made his way through. Okay, there's recon tanks there. They'll start shooting at us the moment they see us. So let's move all the way to the back and try to move to these tree lines.
Двигаемся.
They have shillelaghs, don't
Ready
they?
for battle.
So they could fire at our BRDM. But if they're not going to do that, we could also try to call in airborne troops. Now, the Americans, as you saw, have the chaparral and other anti-aircraft weapons, so helicopters like this could be shot down as well. I really want to do a T-62 spam now.
Слушаю.
This battle is pretty much over if I find their command, and over if I get destroyed. So it comes down to who kills who first, I guess, which it always does. Why the hell does the chaparral have veteran? American units start with veterancy that haven't even engaged.
Да, командир.
How could the chaparral have any sort of veterancy? Okay, I guess they get a veteran deck, too, to start with.
Завожу мотор.
I want to sneak in close now. They shouldn't be able to fire through the forest. We have about 5 minutes left, too. So I don't know who will win. We control more territory, but they've killed more of us. We're firing at the chaparral now.
Поехали.
Let's go this way and scout the... oh, there it is.
Держался я здесь.
All right, hold on. Let's slow down time. Okay, so now we found the enemy command unit. So now let's go ahead and fire everything we've got. Kill it before it lays eggs.
Жду вашей команды.
I'd also like to call out more artillery. Now, I don't know if we'll be more accurate either.
Приказ
Remains
понял.
to be seen. I don't know who's firing. Oh, I guess our unit was firing there. Did it get destroyed? It did. Where's the flames? There it is. This game runs a little choppy compared to others, but it's okay so far. So it's not as smooth, but it's still good. Let's go for artillery pieces. Oh, we've only got one? Well, fire everything then.
Приказывайте, командир.
And I think it was right about here by this tree.
Исполняю.
So now our artillery hopefully will hit it. It was a rather armored vehicle, but this will be our last shot. So if we win, whatever. If we don't, whatever. The enemy kind of cheated with cobras and other stuff we can't call out. Right there's where we want it to hit. Looks like it did hit there a few times.
Едем.
I don't think we'll have enough time to actually break
На
through.
позиции.
The helicopters are here now, though.
Какие будут приказы?
Let's try to go straight in. Now, I don't know if the M60s can actually fire at our helicopters. So I guess that remains to be seen.
Готов к бою.
Okay, motor Strelicky there. Successful kill. Let's try to get in on this unit. We've got a minute left. It's just we're gonna run out the clock. Okay, so the M60s can actually fire at choppers, which is cool. So we know that now. Just similar to War Game.
Да, командир.
Ah, damn. Well, I think we won the battle because the enemy has one command unit left and they don't even know where ours is. Yeah, it looks like we won. All right, I guess we won. We ran out of time, but I guess it came down to who controlled more territory, so that's good. I really wanted to get him by getting that command unit, but whatever. All good. All right, folks, Cold War game is pretty good, but I did promise a giant spam now of T60s. Wow, look at that M60. Damn, that is really cool. I can't play as the Americans, though. Cannot at the moment, because it's only based on that one battle. So let's do it again now, and let's try a different tactic this time. Operation Spam. Yes, ma'am, some more spam is a go. I definitely want to see this one all the way through. So the first tactic, I guess, worked, but I'm not satisfied yet. Let's try to bring in a bunch of tanks this time. And let's see, if T-62s are worth 120, and the T-64As are 200, then let's call them the T-64As. So we're going to call in a bunch of these, and then I'm going to save about 150 points for recon, and just see what happens. Now the recon's going to have to go in first, and there we go. We called in all that. So let's see how it goes.
Не успеешь и глазом
We're going to go straight for the American HQ,
Принял.
and any other reinforcements that I get are going to go straight for Gulf. I'm going to try to send units over there. Maybe I'll send
Слушаю.
one recon unit over there to keep an eye on them.
Завожу мотор.
All right, the rest of our tanks are not going, even though I told everyone to move. Hey, Devi! Quit yelling at me.
Выдвигаемся.
Tanks are not moving, dude.
Так точно. Принял.
Well, so much for that idea. Nobody's moving.
На позиции.
Hello?
Да. Порядок в танковых войсках.
Nobody's moving.
Вечер перестает быть томным.
What the hell? All right, well, we got nobody moving on our side now.
Приказывайте. Огонь на поражение.
Okay, all of our recon units absolutely got crushed.
Жду вашего
What the?
приказа.
I'm going to do this again. All right, I've started a new battle. I think I was calling these T-64 1972s T-72s, but I guess, you know, considering all the stuff we had on the screen, I guess it makes sense.
Слушаю.
All right, T-64s seem to be making their way to the road again. There we go. All right, now this time we've got ourselves an attack. There we go. Okay, let's see what happens when we just spam a spearhead right on through. So I wonder if the AI, by the way, if they come up with a plan based on what kind of units we have. What is this? All right, they're sorting themselves out, I guess.
Да.
All right,
Поехали.
I'm gonna command the recon tanks then. How the hell did they get M60s and stuff there? I guess this is more like a mission. We don't start at the same square. They just kind of get units wherever, and then they're able to launch their attack. Looks like the enemy has an XM706 coming over this way too.
Едем.
So I want to keep an eye on
Да.
that for, yep, that's what I'm looking for, is the mutt there.
Вас понял, выполняю. Готов
All right,
к бою.
T-64s have to attack en masse.
Готов к бою.
There we go, eliminate that thing, kill it before it lays eggs, please.
Порядок в танковых войсках.
All right, let's slow down time and see an actual attack now. We'll see a realistic attack. Ah, yes, of course, our unit firing at a jeep and was destroyed. Well, the Americans may capture that, but I want to break on through and see how much damage we can cause now.
Разобьем позиции врага.
So boys start opening up on them. It's almost like one shot, one kill for every American tank. Every time they shoot once,
Слушаю.
they seem to end up killing one of our tanks.
Слушаю.
This is our best tank right now, T-64s.
Слушаю.
We're being flanked by Shillelagh ATGMs. Any sort of reinforcement at this point is going to take too long to get here. Losses of our tanks is 2, 3, I think now, 4. All right, here we go. We got way more tanks than the enemy. That's one tank out of the way.
Приказывайте, командир.
Nice. Okay, we're starting to break through a little bit.
Готов к бою. Жду вашего приказа.
M60's coming in from the left flank. From the right flank to our left. I think the enemy tanks up there have been destroyed. So was our recon. Okay, we can only call out one of those now.
Подзадержался я здесь.
Damn, a tough fight for the Soviets. I wonder if the 62s would do any better. More guns
Атакуй цель.
means more guns. Wow, look at the amount of T-62s just destroyed. We had great recon, and the enemy was just in a better position. So I think when we start the battle, the enemy just kind of has units where they need. So they're blocking with M60s in the same position. They're recon, so it's like tanks, recon, tanks, recon, tanks. That's a tough nut to crack. So the fact that we won that the first time, I'm actually impressed. Although I would like there to be a better distinction between Soviet units and NATO units on the
На
map.
позиции.
And also a little bit more aggression. I see our units like inches away from engaging an enemy unit, and then they just don't fire, and then they get nailed by ATGM. All right. I think we got a breakthrough here. Let's give it a shot. See if we can find their command. We're going to just brush off their shots and go straight for it. T-64 there is not going to do anything against those tanks. But now at least one of our units has veterancy, which doesn't seem to mean much for the Soviets, but the Americans have a backup defensive line there. And then, of course, as you know, they have Cobras and stuff that are already over there. So the fact that we were able to win the first battle by just securing Gulf and locking down the town, making it difficult for them to advance, was good. Though, given the fact that they had Cobras and tanks and everything else, they totally won the overall battle. But I guess we won the battle, they won the war? I don't know. Whatever you want to say. Let's take a look closer up. Wheels damaged on the T-64. I do like how units can move through each other, compensating for any sort of AI time loss by it having to calculate the appropriate path to continue on. But we are just, we're dead. 4 M60s sitting right there. There's no way. If you're going to win this battle in 40 minutes, you've got to recon the hell out of everything and just artillery it to death, I think. Cut out all of their big units. M60s have to die with artillery, and then other smaller units have to die with the T-64As. And by smaller units, I mean the VDADs and the recon units and the M55s, because there's no way you're breaking through that. No way. And there you go. We're cut down. All right, boys, a win and a failure, but a win for us all because a new Cold War strategy game is coming out. Cold War game. I love it. I love seeing it come back. And I like how they emphasize the war and war game, reminding you that it's just like that. It's a passion project, I think, by people who think that European escalation was great, and I hope this revamps everybody coming back to check out Cold War games. All right, thanks, guys. I'll post this if I get approval by the devs. I hope so, and I will see you all soon. Thanks for being here. Goodbye. Have a great day.